Construction costs gone up significantly unless you're really hands-on with tools and organizing the trade. It'd be very difficult to make a rental fleet worthwhile doing. I actually started off just doing project on my own, and then as I start posting stuff, there's more interest. Obviously, people get to know, start talking. So I started to take on a couple of joint venture projects. So to be specific, for a project, I only want myself and a joint venture partner, just one party and myself, and that's it. So two parties all up. If I have another project, then that's another joint venture partner plus myself. So I find that's the best way to work through, because I don't have to talk to multiple people on where the project is at. And then there's also this buyer's agent side where, because my capacity at a given time is fixed, I only can do, every 16 month, 80 month, I can only finish off one project, say duplex or 3-pack townhouses. And same goes with my JV partners. I come across these sites all the time from the real estate agent on quite a few suburbs up in Central Coast, Newcastle, down in the whole lot, down in South Coast of New South Wales. I touch a little bit in Brisbane and a little bit in Melbourne as well. So I need to generate some cash flow on the side, and then maybe I can just introduce the sites to somebody else who I can then work on as a buyer's agent. So that's how I got my buyer's agent license, fully licensed and everything else. My buyer's agent is purely, it's all investor centric. Whether they can buy a block of land, they will sit on it for a couple of years because they need to recover on their deposit payments. And then a couple of years down the track, they say, Terry, I'm ready. Let's look at, how much you want to spend. Do you have a budget on how much construction you're going to have? Let's do some market research to see, okay, we were building 3-bedroom at a time. Now is the market still demanding 3-bedroom, or they actually want 4-bedders, and how much are they willing to pay for the 4-bedders, or what the construction cost might be? And it's almost like a budget on how much they need to spend to have the project up and running. And at the same time, I can help them on getting the approvals, getting construction certificate, coordinating all of the tendering process for the building. So essentially, it can be as hands-free process for the clients. They don't look after anything from the DA stage. And then I just took everything from DA, market research, budgeting, getting it through, talking to the consultant, come up with a scope of work on how the building needs to look. Anything that you can touch, you can feel, you're going to use when you walk into a house are all going to be in this scope of works, which is part of the tendering document. We give it to the builder that they will just quote us on. We send it out to 2 or 3 builders, regular builders that we use all the time. And then from there, obviously, we pick a builder with the clients, and they have the construction funding approved, and off we go. They will just keep us in the loop until it's finished off. I might just tip off give my clients a couple of tips. Hey, you need to compile a list of documents as you build. At what stage you need to compile what documents. You need to apply for utility applications with that Endeavour Energy on your power, fresh water connection, on your gas connection, blah, blah, blah. I have a checklist for them. So they will compile that document, ask those documents of the builder as they build with the builder. Obviously, if they want to be hands-free on that part, I can look after that as well. So that's on the buyer's agent side. Basically, a full management package from site acquisition as a buyer's agent to getting the plan drawn up. If you don't mind the hassle, and you can do the tendering documents and everything else, talking to the builders just to sharpen up your pencils so it's straightforward next time around. And it can be, I just want you to guide me through on a DA process, and that's it. 12 months, you can actually put a duplex. I'd say I need about 3 months to get all of the drawings out and be approved, ready to be built. Maybe another month just to muck around with builders on the tender documents and negotiating builders back and forth. In month 4.5 to 5, we should be well underway on construction. Now, that doesn't take into account how much time your broker needs to fund the construction basically anything able to put a duplex on it, and the price point on the purchase needs to be compatible to the price you want to spend on the build as well. Otherwise, if you're in the medium to low end area, you build something, construction cost, the land component is only that much, you can't have a construction cost be that much, right? These two has to be compatible. Otherwise, you don't meet market expectations. Is the building going to be compatible to that market that you set as a bracket for the acquisition price? Then we come up with some mark plans of what we're going to build, finishing off all the structural, stormwater, landscaping, subdivision, all of the drawings, basics requirement. So if you don't be careful, you're going to hit by a lot of glazing requirement. That's going to kill a project in the medium end, even in high end. So there's going to be a mark around to work through with basics and the structural engineers to work out. So there's a back and forth, work that out. Once you have that, any bushfire, any flood study, and all that bits and pieces will be taken care of as well. Then we submit it to the certifier or the council for approval. It should be generally within a month, we should get approval back. The other part would be the tendering process. To work on that tendering document with you, kitchen, bathroom, tiles, tapware, staircase, floorboards, lighting, demolition, landscaping, driveway, whatever you can think of. On top of the approved plans, you're gonna have a set of documents for the builder to be quoting on. And then the next one is your negotiation and finalizing the construction contract. The tender doc will have everything ready. We send it out to 3 builders. They are going to come back to us in about, let's just say, 2 to 3 weeks time. And then we need to work on basically reconciling this back and forth, negotiating all of that, and obviously your input on what we really end up doing, to the point that they're going to stick all of our specs and scope of works into that construction contract, ready to be signed. And then by the time they issue you a practical completion, then you basically have a full set of documents ready to lodge your occupation certificate. So I try to do all of that planning work while we're building. I don't wait nothing until the very end. The last conversation I had with people was they spent about $970,000 for 800 something square meter block, and they can put a triplex on it. It's fat and it's a little bit shallower, the block, so they can put 3 units on it. You got to consider the construction cost. You don't have to build it straight away. Without selling that, you don't pay tax, basically. Holding that as a long term and refinance it would be your best bet. In this kind of scenario, your land is cheap, your construction cost will be low because you're building smaller. The rental return is going to be better because the more metro city it is, the less rental yield it's going to be, right? In the outer skirt, the rental return will be better. Plus, whatever the work you already done, the profit you roll into the last house, it's going to make that rental return even better. The last unit you can design in a dual key scenario as well. It will be another 30% to 40% increase if you do it that way.